look into your dog's eyes, pour your heart out, and assume they understand every word. But the harsh scientific reality, you are projecting human linguistics onto an alien brain. To a dog, 99% of our speech is just meaningless background noise. But the communication gap isn't completely hopeless. Recent fMRI brain scans of fully awake dogs, conducted by neuroscientists like Dr. Gregory Burns, have proven they do process human language, but they don't understand grammar or complex sentences. Out of the thousands of words you speak, their brains only actively decode 5 specific phonetic sounds that possess deep biological significance. Today, we are decoding the canine auditory cortex. Pay very close attention to word number 3, because the way you are using it right now might actually be damaging your dog's nervous system. Let's start with the word you use the most. Word 1. Their name, the auditory anchor. The very first word we teach our dogs is their name. Max, Bella, Duke. As humans, a name represents our identity and our ego. But canine psychology is profoundly different. Dogs do not possess an ego. When you say Max, your dog does not think, "Yes, I am Max." To a canine, their name is an auditory anchor. It is a specific phonetic cue that means pay immediate attention, because the environment is about to drastically change. In crowded environments, dogs exhibit the cocktail party effect. Their ears scan a chaotic ocean of background noise, completely ignoring human chatter, until the exact sharp consonants of their name cut through the air. The moment they hear it, their auditory cortex lights up, and they physically orient toward the sound. This is exactly why you must never use your dog's name in a negative context. If you yell their name when you are angry, the anchor is poisoned. It transforms from a neutral cue into a trigger for cortisol and anxiety. But while their name simply grabs their attention, the next word on our list actually alters their brain chemistry in milliseconds. Word 2. Walk. The dopamine trigger. There is a reason why whispering the word walk causes your dog to leap off the couch and run frantically to the door. The phonetic combination of the W and K sounds does not just register in their ears. It sends an electrical shockwave straight to the basal ganglia, the reward center of the canine brain. Humans deeply misunderstand dopamine. We think it is the hormone of happiness. Neuroscience tells us that dopamine is actually the hormone of anticipation. It is the chemical of seeking. When you say walk, you are instantly flooding their brain with anticipatory dopamine. You are promising them access to the outside world, a sniffery filled with millions of microscopic scent particles. And dogs are masters of pattern recognition. This is why spelling the word out, W-A-L-K, only works for a few weeks. Their brains quickly decode the phonetic sequence of the letters. Walk is the single most powerful linguistic trigger you possess, because it represents the highest value currency in the canine world, the freedom to explore. But what happens when we try to stop a behavior? The word we use for that reveals a dark truth about how dogs view morality. Word 3, no, or the cortisol interrupt. We use the word no constantly. No, drop that. No, stop barking. But here is the biological truth. Your dog has zero concept of human morality. They do not understand right from wrong. When a dog looks guilty after chewing your shoes, they are not feeling remorse. They are simply reading your angry body language and displaying biological appeasement signals, flattened ears, and a lowered head, to stop you from attacking them. To a dog, the word no is a cortisol interrupt. When delivered with a sharp consonant sound, it acts as an auditory fence. It startles the nervous system just enough to interrupt whatever biological sequence they were engaged in. But there is a massive psychological catch. If you use no repeatedly without any immediate redirection, a neurological process called habituation occurs. The dog's brain realizes the sound means nothing and filters it out as irrelevant white noise. The word only holds power if used sparingly. If no is just an interrupt, how do we actually teach them? The science behind our fourth word is where true mind control happens. Word 4, good, or yes. The neurological bridge in the fMRI brain scan studies at Emory University. scientists discovered something fascinating about praise. When owners used high-pitched, elongated vowel sounds like good or a sharp yes, the caudate nucleus in the dog's brain illuminated brilliantly. Dogs live entirely in the split-second present. If a dog sits and you wait 5 seconds to give them a treat, they do not associate the treat with sitting. They associate it with whatever they were doing at the exact millisecond the food arrived. The words good or yes serve as a neurological bridge. They act as a verbal clicker, telling the dog the exact microsecond of the action you just performed is correct. The right hemisphere of the canine brain processes emotional intonation. A low, slow good dog tells their nervous system to relax. A high-pitched yes spikes their adrenaline and tells them to get excited. You are directly manipulating their emotional state through the frequency of your vocal cords. Timing is everything, but the final word on our list doesn't just manipulate time. It bends a dog's entire perception of space and reality. Word 5. Car or ride. The boundary expansion. Dogs are fundamentally territorial animals. They meticulously map the boundaries of their home. For thousands of years, the boundary of a canine's territory only shifted at the speed they could run. But the word car or ride introduces a mind-bending concept to the canine brain: the rapid expansion of territory. When you say car, you trigger a massive shift in spatial awareness and promise the ultimate sensory overload. A dog's olfactory system is so powerful, they can detect a drop of blood in an Olympic-sized pool. When they are in a moving vehicle with the window down, the kinetic energy forces thousands of complex scent molecules across their nasal receptors every single second. It is the equivalent of a human watching an IMAX movie in fast forward. The word car is scientifically understood by your dog, not as a vehicle, but as a portal to a hyper-stimulating environment where they can process the chemical signatures of the entire city without ever moving their paws. We spend our lives trying to pull our dogs into the complex world of human language, but true connection happens when we realize the canine mind is perfectly designed to understand exactly what it needs to survive, and nothing more. When you speak to them, use fewer words, make them count, and rely on the energy you project. If you are ready to bridge the communication gap and truly decode the incredible mind of your dog, hit subscribe. Welcome to Canaloon. We'll see you in the next deep dive.